Good evening. Welcome to the April 1st legislative session of the Village Board of Trustees. This meeting is now called to order. We'll begin with the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, republic, one nation, God, justice for all.
Trustee Duraya?
Present.
Trustee Herrera?
Present.
Trustee Codman?
Present.
Trustee Cazada?
Present.
And Mayor Garrity.
Present.
Do we have any mayors and trustees announcements?
We do, a few. As the sun is actually coming out, these events seem a little bit more appropriate. We can look forward to Earth Day happening later this month on Saturday, April 18th. Please join us at Lewis Engle Waterfront Park from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. This year's Earth Day Festival, it's the Green Ossining Earth Day Festival, and it has a special theme this year of solar. And you hear us talk about solar every week at these meetings if you're a regular viewer. And that's in large part because we have the Solarize Ossining Briarcliff program that is underway, and that has a deadline. If you're interested in learning about solar for your residential property or your commercial property, please visit Solarize Ossining Briarcliff, or just search for Solarize Ossining Briarcliff, and it's also linked on the greenossining.org website. We have just a couple of more days. Next week is the deadline for any vendors that want to sign up to be part of the Earth Day Festival. So again, greenossining.org, you can learn about signing up, but definitely mark your calendar for that Saturday, April 18th. And I don't have my poster with me, but I can tell you that 2 days before that, Thursday, April 16th, will be the April offering of the Ossining documentary and discussion series at 6:30 at the Ossining Public Library. And this month's selection is actually a collection of shorts. Is actually a collection of shorts called Solutions, which is an online program that highlights things that are going well, innovative things that are going well in environmental sustainability. And then instead of our traditional panel discussion, we will actually have 5 members of the community and surrounding communities that are doing innovative, environmentally progressive and sustainable things right here in our community and surrounding communities. So I hope you'll join us on Thursday, April 16th at 6:30 at the Ossining Public Library. And on a personal note, April 1st is the birth of my son, Levon, who turns 7 today. So, yes. And more officially, any other announcements?
No, I'm good.
All right, Madam Clerk.
We'll move on to administrative reports, and we'll begin with interim village manager Christina Payers.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. This will be a very brief report as the former village manager, Richard Lyons, last day was actually Monday, so I have not been at the helm that long. On Tuesday, I'm happy to report that everyone's out safe, and none of our emergency services personnel were injured. The building is boarded up right now, but as I said, we had no injuries, and we're very happy to report that. We've been dealing with this light snow, kind of this little glazing, little wet roads, long past what we expected, and kudos to our Department of Public Works for keeping us safe and in salt, as we say. And you have your agenda in front of you. There's additional items there. Corporation Council will report on. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina, and thank you very much for stepping into this position. We're so grateful to have you to make sure we
My pleasure.
always have smooth leadership here in the village. Thank you.
Thank you.
Corporation Counsel Orly Dixon.
Hi, good evening.
Evening.
I wanted to just point out a couple of agenda items, namely item J, which is a late arrival. We did receive the annual letter from the Chamber of Commerce seeking the support for the downtown market, the farmers market, which will be returning to Market Square this coming weekend on Saturday. I have Frankie Rowland here from Down to Earth Markets. If you had specific questions of her, this the request comes from the Chamber of Commerce, and because of that, as you know, they support the downtown market, and Frankie wanted to come this evening to see if you had any questions to ask and to fill you in. Because this was a late starter, I thought we could provide you that opportunity. Annually, we just draft a resolution in support. This year, they're asking for a full year, which is very exciting. They'll be coming and staying straight through to December. So this is the entire season. Sometimes they do a winter season, and then they come a second time. But this one is in support of a market from April straight through to December 19th. So that's very exciting. The other item is item K. We discussed this at length at the work session, having to do with the support of New York City Water Board in preparation of a water demand management plan. And so we put this on this evening. I have received the documentation from the Water Board and New York City. I am customizing the agreement to suit the needs of the village, and hopefully the first draft of that, I'll go back to New York City tomorrow, and maybe we can get this moving and get on board to get this plan in place. So those are the two items I wanted to talk to you about this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Police Chief Joseph Burton.
I'll be up next.
Okay,
I'll have to change hats.
okay. Head on. We are now at organizational announcements.
Oh, pick me? Okay. As the secretary of the Ossining Historical Society, on Saturday, April 25th at high noon, we will be sponsoring another Historic Homes of Ossining. This time we'll be covering the eastern side of Ossining. It's about 5 houses right now. Some are old, some are new. I'm not going to divulge where we're going, but you'll be given a nice bus ride, and after completion of the tour, wine and cheese will be served at the Historical Society. So that's Saturday, April 25th, 2015 at high noon. And if you need more information, you can call us at 941-0001. Thank you.
Are there any other organizational announcements? Do we have any comments on any of the village board resolutions?
I was hoping that could have the person from Down to Earth just maybe talk about plan and what's going on. I think maybe we could just take care of that now if anybody has any.
That would be fine.
Okay.
Yes, please do.
Excellent. It's just an opportunity to, I think, raise public awareness that the market is now moving obviously from Claremont schools.
I'm Frankie Rowland. I am the Director of Community Relations for Down to Earth Farmers Markets. And we were very pleased to be able to be inside for some of this cold winter from January through March. And now we are looking forward to returning to what I like to call the heart of Ossining, the intersections of Main and Spring Streets. And we will be having the same vendors that we've been having inside Claremont will be moving outside this weekend. They will remain until Memorial Day weekend, and then we transition a few of the vendors over to summer. One of the programs that we have, and we've had for a few years now, that we continue is called the Community Table. And that is a program that allows any chamber members and or nonprofits or not-for-profits to schedule a table to have at the market. And that's free of charge, and it's to hand out information or do demonstrations. And I encourage everybody in the village or members of the chamber to consider, coming forward and having that. We've had all kinds of different groups do that. We've had Rotary do it every year for the rubber duck race. We have the Girl Scouts. Have all different sorts of folks come forward. So I encourage people to do that. I am in the midst of doing the programming. We look forward to having a lot of music, just as we did last year. And I also would encourage any of the restaurants in town, if they're interested in doing cooking demos. I always like to get local restaurants involved as much as possible. Beyond that, we just look forward to our 24th season in Ossining, and we're excited about it.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
thank
that's
you.
great.
I actually have a question. How would they contact you to make arrangements for the community table?
They can email me, and that is Frankie, Frankie, at down-to-earth-markets with an S on markets.com.
It's been suggested that perhaps we may want to, when we do the resolutions, if we can move the Market Square resolution a little earlier in the program. Madam Clerk, would that be all right?
Not a problem at all?
Thank you.
Thank you, Frankie.
Okay, we'll move to our resolutions. And we will go to Resolution J. Resolution to support the Greater Austin Chamber of Commerce sponsored Farmers Market for 2015. Whereas with the support of the Village of Ossing, the Greater Ossing Chamber of Commerce sponsors a farmers market that heretofore has occupied portions of a parking lot and the adjacent Market Square downtown Ossing on specified Saturdays. And whereas the Chamber has conveyed a request to the Village for support of the return of the outdoor farmers market to Market Square for downtown Ossing from April 4th through May 15th, 2015, between the hours of 9 a.m. 1 p.m., and May 23rd through December 19th between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 3 p.m. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby supports the efforts of the Greater Ossing Chamber of Commerce to sponsor a farmers market in downtown Ossing from April 4th through December 19th, 2015, and authorizes the village manager to enter into any and all agreements with the Chamber in furtherance of the proposed market, with such agreements being subject to review and approval of the Corporation Council. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the board?
I just want to say that this market gets better and better. We're thrilled to have you guys here. I shop there. As everybody knows, I've never missed a meal, so, I'm pretty particular about the shopping. And the indoor market was great. I'm thrilled to have you back downtown. It brings people into the downtown. People do the shopping at the market, and they go visit the stores and spend their money. We love that, and thank you so much for your service.
Yes, I'm also particularly pleased about the community table and your partnering with, taking advantage of your partnership with the Chamber of Commerce. I think that's a terrific opportunity to draw attention to some of our downtown businesses.
Oh, yeah, the Coast Guard will take you up on that. Yes.
And organizations, yes. All right.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Back to Resolution A. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby approves the minutes of the March 18th, 2015 regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
On the board? Madam
All those in
Clerk?
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby approves the minutes of the March 25th, 2015 special meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Abstain? Courteously?
Because,
Was absent.
thank you.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby approves the voucher detail report dated April 1st, 2015, in the amount of $340,613.18.
So moved.
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Fire Chief Anthony Bosco, Harry Eklund, Anthony Montague, and William Pointer were removed from the active roles of the Independent Hose Company Number 6. Do I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Fire Chief, Patrick Stenard was removed from the active roles of the Independent Hose Company Number 6. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved that upon the recommendation of the Fire Chief, the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby places Donovan Ashley on driver's training for the Fire Department. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Resolved, the 2014 General Water and Sewer Funds budget are modified as described below. 1, to increase water fund appropriation accounts for electronic data processing contractual expenditure, $12,645. For higher electricity, heat, energy costs for the water pump station, $162,682. For higher costs for purchase of New York City water, $125,186. For the Indian Brook Water Treatment Plant, purification expenditures, $11,500. And for transmission and distribution expenditures, $160,500, for a total increase in appropriation of $472,513 to be funded, one, from the following available appropriations aggregating $107,513. Engineer, $15,513. Town tax, $6,000. Contingency, $13,000. Water administration, $20,000. Employee benefits, $23,000. Installment loan principal interest, $30,000. And two, from the appropriated fund balance of $365,000. Number two, to increase sewer fund appropriation accounts for electronic data processing, contractual expenditures, $1,160. Legal services and judgments, claims, expenditures, $22,141. Bond and note expenses, $19,055. Workers' compensation expenditures, $5,285, for a total increase in appropriations of $47,641 to be funded from the following accounts. Contingency, $15,000. Sewer system maintenance and repairs, $14,000. Repairs to water street pumps, $13,356. Social Security, $3,000, and health insurance, $2,285. 3, to increase general fund allocated insurance, special legal services, account number 001-1910-0458, by $45,000 to be funded from the appropriation transfer from law, special legal services, account number 001-1420-0458. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Where small claims tax proceedings were instituted against the town of Ossing by certain Village of Ossing taxpayers is set forth hereinto, hereinafter, petitioners seeking a review of the 2014 town of Ossing tax assessment of their property located in the Village of Ossing, as that town of Ossing assessment roll affects the 2015 tax roll of the Village of Ossing. And whereas the Village of Ossing ceased being a tax assessing unit in 1989 and now adopts the Town of Ossing assessment roll for the Village of Ossing as prepared by the assessor of the Town of Ossing for all subsequent years. And whereas a stipulation of a settlement was entered into between the petitioners and the tax assessor of the Town of Ossing, correcting, fixing, and reducing the assessed valuation of the aforesaid real property, the improvements situate thereon of petitioners, which stipulation was so ordered by the judicial hearing officer reviewing such matter, and which reduction is assessed value is set forth below. And was the aforesaid stipulation as ordered provides, among other things, that the tax assessment of the year 2015 for the subject premises be reduced as stated below, that such assessment roll be corrected to reflect the reduction in assessment, and that a refund of taxes paid on the amount of the reduction of the assessment made to the petitioner. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossing hereby authorizes and directs village treasurer to correct and adjust the tax roll of the Village of Ossing for 2015 in the total amount $20,945.85 to reflect the reductions in assessment as enumerated below, and that a refund of the taxes paid as stated herein is made. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
On the board? Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Lieutenant. Resolution K, agreement with New York City Water Board for a water demand management planning assistance. Resolved that the village manager of the Village of Ossing is hereby authorized to execute an agreement having a one-year term with the New York City Water Board with an office at 59-17 Junction Boulevard, Flushing, New York, for assistance at no out-of-pocket cost to the village in connection with the research, preparation, and drafting of a water demand management plan with such agreement being subject to the review and approval by Corporation Council. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
On the board. Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That completes your resolutions for this evening. Do we have any continuing business of the board?
No, ma'am,
Do we have any new business of the board?
we do not.
Do we have any visitors who would like to be recognized?
Want to talk, Gary? Make a little speech? Who are you?
Precisely. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Might we then have an adjournment to executive session for personnel qualifications of a particular person?
So moved.
Second.
On the board. Madam Clerk?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And with that, to all those who will be celebrating Easter and Passover this week, we wish you very happy celebrations with your families and loved ones, and we look forward to seeing you again next week on Wednesday, April 8th, for our work session to be held at 16 Croton Avenue, Village Hall. This meeting is adjourned.